So you might be noticing that where I am is a little bit different than where I've ever taped before, and that's because this is my new house. Zach and I together have been, we've been together for like 14 years, and it's been amazing to have all of the patience and waiting and saving to happen before we actually bit the bullet and found the place that fits the most like home for us. And so it's just been a whole journey, especially the past couple months, because we bought it a couple months ago, and then since then we've been juggling everything lifestyle wise, of trying to turn off things at one location, turn on everything on another location, and there's a whole process there, and I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about if you've moved recently. For us, we always loved Virginia, and so we've spent the past 3 years trying Nashville, seeing if that would work for us, and we're really happy that we tried a new place. But I think that for us, what felt natural was a lot of different things. We loved our community, we missed our community, we love having an old house, and so finding the right one was really important. And then also just feeling like we're safe and we could actually build a family here one day. And there were just so many different reasons why we decided to come back to Virginia. Because we love old houses, we loved this one, which is a 1909 lodge. And so its purpose back in the day would have been a little bit different than how Zach and I plan to use it. The first floor is really cool because it's a really great entertaining space, and because our community is really important to us, to be able to have someone come over and like no notice at all and just be able to sit and like talk or have coffee or to actually host parties is going to be so great to do on this main floor. And then the way that it's designed is that the second floor is a wonderful living space just for me and Zach, where we can have like bedroom, closet, bathroom, like a place to just sit and watch TV, and then also to have our office space with all of our equipment. Because the places that we've lived in the past, with our equipment, it felt a lot like living in the room of requirement, where you've got like all of these gadgets everywhere, and it looks pretty cool, but it's like nowhere where anybody can sit down or anything like that, and we felt a little bit crammed. This time around, we decided to find a place that is big enough where we can spread out and have these individual places. And for us, because we spent that time in Nashville, where the cost of living is a lot more than it is here, we were able to think through, okay, well, it's more affordable over there, like let's take the same amount of money that it would have been to get a small house in Nashville and actually get a place that works for us and is bigger, which is, I know, what a lot of people think about Nashville when they're moving from bigger places like LA, so we're sort of like downstream from that. And the other thing is, as part of the deal, we were able to ask that it come furnished, which made a lot of sense for the seller too, because they were using it as an Airbnb, and so they weren't utilizing anything that was in here, and they'd have to do an estate sale and everything, and so we were able to make it work. And so for me and Zach, when we're thinking through this, we're like, okay, we want it to feel like it's our home. And so we've been able to blend some of our old furniture, our old lamps and everything, and still will be working on it. We've only been working on making it arranged with furniture for a couple of weeks, but to have a lot of that already taken care of right now, when furniture is hard to actually get like shipped to your house, is just really great. Looking back at our time in Nashville, a lot of times people love Nashville and they feel like it's their home and they love so many things about it. And Zach and I really wanted to feel that way as well. But I think that the particular place that we chose in Nashville felt very busy and even dangerous at times, for different reasons, whether that was just like the neighborhood and also like the fact that where it's located weather-wise is very humid and hot, and so a lot of tornadoes happened. We had a hailstorm randomly. We were running to our basement more times than we'd like to for safety reasons. And then also just the nature of how hot and humid it is. It's very tropical, and a lot of the bugs there, being that we were in an old house, was like camping where there's venomous insects. So there was just a lot that really held us back from feeling like it was home. And so we just sort of didn't get rooted during that time period. And for us, we just found ourselves missing things like our community. And so in contrast, when we pulled up our U-Haul to our new place, it was like we had 10 friends automatically there ready to unload our U-Haul, and my family's here and everything. And so it's just been absolutely lovely to have that re-energize my spirit, at least, especially because I'm an extrovert and I just need community. I need people. And we've been able to use that time in Nashville to be able to create things online and to build this online community. And so when offline community isn't very strong, it's just so wonderful to be able to have this online community, and you don't even know how much you guys meant to me and Zach through that time period. But here we plan to expand on all of that. So not only will style and design be the pillars of this channel, but also it's called Dearly Bethany because it's honestly a reflection of my life and sort of a journal entry and a place to explore creatively. And so there's no limits. Like, I could tape anything in this house. I could tape anything outside and feel safe. I could do anything. Like, I could paint one day if I want to. There's just so much that I can do now that Zach and I work full-time on Dearly Bethany in a place that we can really tape without too much like city noise or anything like that. So there's just all positives. And then also I just want to quickly mention some things that we love about this house and why we chose this house. Architecturally speaking, it's such a gem that they haven't removed too many of the old charming things about it. Like, there's still some of the original wood, which you guys know we love, but then also it's got these like arched doorways on the first floor and on the second floor. And then also it's just got a lot of different beautiful original elements, like the Art Deco fireplaces are amazing. The light switches have mother of pearl little buttons on them, which you guys know I love to put those on my clothes. And then to see that in my house, I was like, yes, I know that this house is for us. Like the pocket doors and just so many of the little elements that are true to the home have stayed, even some of the light fixtures. And we'll see what we end up switching out just for what feels natural to us and our taste. And a lot of you have been asking for interior design things as far as content is concerned, so I'll definitely be exploring that and bringing you guys along like step by step as we make each place feel a little bit more like home. Finally, the last heartstring that was pulled when it came to making this move, this decision, and knowing that it was the right place, right time, is that the house is connected to a park, and that's not just any park, it's the park where Zach asked me to be his girlfriend. And just knowing that at that moment this house existed and it would one day be our future home is so amazing. Not only that, the day that we decided to leave this place in Virginia, not this house, but like this town in Virginia, and move to Nashville was March 4th, 2019. That was the day which the seller that we bought it from bought this house to restore. And he restored so much about it, brick by brick, that we would not have had the know-how to do. And so it's just amazing when I'm praying, God, I'd like to try Nashville. He's like, okay, I'll build your house while you're gone. And so obviously, I don't know what the full intention there was, but it's just so amazing to know that nothing's ever wasted. And just seeing that organization and that design of life, and just, I don't know, it's just very philosophical, and I could go into a whole thing about that, but I'm mind blown, and it gave me so much just peace of mind to know that that date was important and that this house would be something that would be the right choice for us. So what can you guys expect now? I guess I would just say that for us, it's a bright new chapter, and when we feel like all of our needs are being met on the personal side, on the offline side, when we're thriving offline, that's when I know that I can be at my strongest to post more for you guys. And honestly, moving out of a dark chapter, I haven't always felt that inspired. I've actually felt quite burned out, and so has Zach. And so now we're able to actually have this re-energizing feeling again, and it just feels so good. So in a way, I'm sort of back. In a lot of ways, I've found myself again, and all of that feels amazing. And so I also want to be able to paint again. I want to be able to invite you guys into my home and not really have a filter, or maybe even explain when I have a bad day or what that looks like. But I plan to really focus in on design and on style, but not only what I'm wearing, but like my full lifestyle, and bring you guys along for that. So you can expect a lot more of that, and even I might bring you on my trails, because I love that. In Virginia, it's just so beautiful because we have mountains and rivers and trails and parks and everything. So there's a lot to share with you guys, and thank you so much for sticking around and being a part of it. And honestly, I just have so much gratitude for each and every one of you for letting me have this hobby be my career. So thank you. And don't forget to turn on notifications, because then you'll know when I post next. Bye.